watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR 2 News at 11.
And we thank you for joining us here tonight at 11 o'clock. I'm Jamie Costello. They didn't think they'd die above the fold or be the lead for the second night in a row on the 11 o'clock news. When we hurt, we need one another. And tonight, we show the nation how it's done. WMAR 2 News' Nadia Singh with a vigil that started at Lawyers Mall and ended up right there on the waterfront at the city dock. Nadia?
Jamie, you know this area so well. It was such an emotional night here in downtown Annapolis. Hundreds lined the streets of Main Street down here and downtown Annapolis to honor those 5 people killed in yesterday's Capitol Gazette shooting. You know, Jamie, about 3 years ago, I dealt with something that the Capitol Gazette employees are dealing with tonight. 2 of my co-workers were killed on live television, and just like our brave colleagues at the Capitol Gazette, we had to put on our newscast that day, just as our brave colleagues at the Gazette put that newspaper out today, even amidst the tragedy of losing 5 of their co-workers, Jamie.
All right, Nadia Singh tonight live in Annapolis. Hundreds more gathered over at the Westfield Annapolis Mall to remember the victims of the Capitol Gazette shooting. It was organized by local clergy and law enforcement. Mourners gathered right here in the mall parking lot. That is right across the street from where the shooting happened at the Capitol Gazette. And people who were inside the Capitol Gazette building when the gunman opened fire are now telling us what happened. This is video we want to show you from someone who lives right there in Annapolis. It's Marjorie Rock. She was just about to leave the dentist office. She was getting her teeth cleaned up there on the 2nd floor when one of the employees suggested that she wait because she heard gunshots. And that's when she ran to this window and recorded not only the police running inside, but officers, you're seeing it, taking the suspect out in cuffs. Today, she described what it was like to see one of the victims being carried out to our ABC's Gio Benitez.
Seeing him deceased there, knowing that he was just at work and he was expecting to go home that night, and then his family was expecting him to come home, and he won't go home again, and that bothered me.
Well, Marjorie and other witnesses were eventually let out and brought outside to another building where they were questioned by police. And as we continue to learn more about those killed, police are also learning about the suspect and how he carried out this attack. Jeff Hager with more on what police know so far. Right now, even though the community is hurting, a lot of us are trying to show solidarity and support for victims and their families. Hashtag Annapolis Strong is now floating around on social media. There are also signs being posted all throughout the city, and Bob Saunders is behind it. Bob is an Annapolis man. He runs his own business. He is also involved with Warrior Projects. And overnight, they made up these banners and they put them all over the town. He wanted to bring the town together immediately and thought of Boston Strong when learning about what happened. So he called a printing company, had the Annapolis Strong signs made up in 2 hours.
Everybody goes on with their lives every day, but I just wanted everybody just to stop for a moment and think about Annapolis Strong. And maybe that will be contagious and carry on emotionally, all right? Because every family was affected in Annapolis and every child was affected in Annapolis. But I think that we need to build up to say that we can handle this and we can be stronger from it.
Darn right. Bob put up a 12-foot banner right outside the office building. There's another on Rowell Boulevard as you enter Annapolis, and also one down there on the city dock. He's just amazing. All these signs and cards are displayed all throughout the town about Annapolis Strong, and there's the heart of Annapolis right there. Next Wednesday, Charm City Run's going to hold a memorial run in Annapolis. The 5K will start at 9 in the morning at Charm City Run Annapolis store on the Town Center Boulevard. A patriotic Maryland or Annapolis gear, you wear it. Charm City Run will be accepting cash and check donations for the families of the victims, and they're going to match it up to $5,000. Way to go, Charm City Run of Annapolis. We have been following this terrible story since it broke yesterday afternoon. We'll continue to follow it throughout the weekend. You can get the latest news and updates. Log on to our website at WMAR.com. The Baltimore County police officer killed in the line of duty last month has been named the Parkville Precinct May 2018 Officer of the Month Award. Officer Amy Caprio was run over while responding to a call to investigate a suspicious car in a neighborhood in Perry Hall. Well, the driver of that car and 3 other teens are charged with her murder. Officer Caprio was the first Baltimore County police woman to die in the line of duty. The police department also said that Officer Caprio carried exceptional qualities and work ethic through her last call on May 21st. All right, Mike, the federal program that pays for hotel rooms for hurricane victims is coming to an end. FEMA's Transitional Sheltering Assistance Program for victims of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria will end July the 1st. It has helped roughly 2,500 displaced families. The program has already been extended 7 times. Assistance will remain available for those who really need it. There are also other options for those who can't afford to leave federal assistance altogether. You know, new tonight, neck pain, nothing new, and doctors say devices like iPads are making it worse. Annie Taylor is looking into why it's worse for women and what you can do to minimize the impact. Plus, the 4th of July is right around the corner. It looks like everybody's at the beach already, so how are you celebrating? Straight ahead, some things you need to know before you celebrate with fireworks. You're watching WMAR 2 News, the station that's working for you.
You're watching WMAR 2 News.
All right, the president is narrowing down his Supreme Court nominee choices. He has about 5 people he's looking at to replace Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is retiring, and his list includes 2 women. The president said he's not asking potential nominees about their opinion on Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court's landmark decision to legalize abortion. He expects to pick his nominee by July the 9th when he leaves for Europe. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the confirmation process and a vote will happen sometime this fall. And lawmakers left D.C. this week without passing a single bill to address what's been a months-long saga for parents and children who have been separated at the border. That despite calls from all parties to act. Right now, Nick Valencia has more. That was Nick Valencia reporting. Now, tomorrow, more than 600 marches are expected to draw hundreds of thousands of people all throughout the nation, and they're being held by the groups who helped organize the massive women's marches. Protesters say they'll demand that the Trump administration end family separation and detentions. All right, with the 4th of July celebration starting soon, the state fire marshal is suggesting that all of us attend public displays this holiday. The state fire marshal says that the safest way to enjoy fireworks is to attend one of the displays offered throughout the state. But for those who will use consumer fireworks, make sure they're purchased where you intend to use them and check which fireworks are considered legal for use in that area. Always read and follow the label warnings and instructions, and don't allow small children to use them, and always have a bucket of water or a hose available just in case. Finally, when you are finished, be sure to fully extinguish the remains in the water before you throw it out. All right, now, with the heat pushing its way in this weekend, causing Baltimore City Health Commissioner Dr. Lena Wen now to declare a code red extreme heat alert for Sunday, July the 1st. Now, the heat index is expected to be over 100 degrees. This is the city's first code red extreme. Nice. Yeah, code red alert of the season. Several cooling centers will be open on Sunday from 11 to 7, and the health department recommends that you drink plenty of water, reduce your outside activities, and check on those who may be vulnerable to the heat. So here we go. Summertime.
Yeah, summertime. Today was day 1.
You can stay on top of the weather wherever you are this weekend. You can download our WMAR 2 News app. You can watch live radar and see the forecast. And to get it, search WMAR right now in the App Store. All right, you might get new medicine when the flu season gets here. It's called Baclox Arve. It's just one of the doses that it's supposed to help you recover a little faster. Now, in tests, people got better a day earlier, and the fever went away faster, and the flu was less likely to spread. That's because people were sick for less time. The FDA is expected to make a decision on this new drug sometime by Christmas. And doctors are seeing more cases of neck pain and things like on the phones and tablets. They're to blame. Annie Taylor found out it hits women especially hard. Have you ever thought about taking a hot, relaxing bath in crude oil? Well, believe it or not, thousands are flying out to give it a try. Find out why straight ahead. You're watching WMAR 2 News at 11. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? We're going to Azerbaijan. And that's where we're going. There's nothing like a nice warm bath. But how about a hot bath in crude oil? It's much more common than you might expect. Thousands of people a year are traveling to this town in the former Soviet Union, and there they are being dunked. The oil there isn't your average oil. It's known to be good for your skin, joint and bone diseases, and the oil is heated to just over 100 degrees, and guests submerge themselves in it for about 10 minutes. And the oil's effectiveness is credited to its high concentration of a compound used to treat conditions like psoriasis and eczema. This is incredible. 10 minutes in the oil vat. There you go. A botched escape sends a woman crash landing into a convenience store in Canada. Yikes, surveillance video shows a woman falling from the ceiling and into the coffee aisle of the Red Mart here in Alberta. Police say she and another man attempted to use a stolen credit card. The owners called police, but once the officers arrived and tried to arrest them, the woman ran and crawled into a ceiling vent before falling right there in aisle number 3.
When I heard a boom, she fell from the roof.
Well, the woman eventually surrendered and was taken into custody. So what were they trying to buy? Well, the store owner says they were just trying to buy a can of soda. Yep. All right, have a good weekend, everybody. Jimmy Kimmel Live is up next.
You're watching the station that works for you. Now, ABC 2 News at 6.
A new bill could hold drug dealers accountable for any sale that leads to an overdose death of a minor. Straight ahead, hear from some of the supporters pushing for this new law.
Another blow for our city. Baltimore is named the most dangerous city in the country, but the mayor says the violence has been trending downward for months.
Plus, have you ever thought about what restaurants do with leftover food at the end of the day? Well, one app is connecting that food to volunteers to help them feed the hungry.
All right, good evening and welcome into ABC 2 News at 6 with Mallory Safaste. I'm Jamie Costello. The opioid epidemic claimed 1,500 lives in our state in the first 9 months of last year.
The state is implementing a number of strategies to reduce deaths, and Harford County Sheriff was in Annapolis today advocating for a new one. He wants harsher penalties for drug dealers that distribute opioids in the death of a minor. Unlike some cases, the Joneses got to see the dealer sentenced. The family says he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. The term was reduced to 3 years. The Judiciary Committee listened to testimony on the bill this afternoon.
Well, police have identified the victim in a deadly double shooting that happened last night in Baltimore. Investigators say it happened inside a barber shop here on Eastern Avenue in Highlandtown. 2 people were hit. Andreas Tamaris was the one who was killed. And after the shooting, 2 suspects took off. And in a separate case, police have identified Sean Sewell as the victim of a shooting that happened last Saturday on North Elamont Street, right near the Walbrook Shopping Center. Police actually heard the shots. Sewell was rushed to shock trauma where he died. Still no arrest in either case. Anyone with information on these shootings, call police or Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP.
Baltimore County Police need your help locating this man. He is wanted for 5 robberies in the last 4 days. The crime spree began last Friday around 7 a.m. when the suspect, Eric Fleming, attempted to rob a Royal Farm store in Perry Hall.
Basically, he's walking in. He is attempting to buy a very cheap item, gum, a beverage, a donut. And then when the cashier opens up the register to make change for him, he's reaching over the counter and taking the cash out of it.
And Fleming went on to rob 2 other Royal Farm stores and a High's store in Dundalk. Police have obtained a warrant for his arrest but have not been able to locate him. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him or know where he is, call police. Baltimore was named the most dangerous city in America in a report by USA Today, beating cities like New Orleans, Detroit, Memphis.
Yeah, the newspaper analyzed all sorts of crime data from the country's 50 largest cities. This is not based on the total number of murders, but the per capita rate. Last year, Baltimore had 342 murders, which is 56 murders per 100,000 people. When you look at a city like Chicago with a bigger population, the city had 650 murders. Their per capita murder rate is about 24. Mayor Catherine Pugh and Police Commissioner-designate Darrell D'Souza attended a violence reduction initiative meeting today, and afterwards they were asked about the city's ranking, and they say, despite having the deadliest year in history, the city is actually seeing a reduction in crime in the last couple of months.
We're very much aware of what occurred in 2017, and it's our vision, the mayor's vision, and the police department's vision that we do not repeat what happened in 2017.
While we may be on the front page or topic of discussion with a particular newspaper or newspapers, I think we will also be on the minds of other organizations around how did we get to where we got in just a three-month period.
USA Today created the list based on FBI crime data, and the Bureau will release its own report later on this year.
In Annapolis, one lawmaker wants to honor his grandson's memory with a public safety bill. Delegate Talmadge Branch's grandson was shot and killed in Baltimore last year. Today, he introduced the Baltimore City Safe Streets Initiative. The legislation requests that the governor allocate $3.6 million in the annual state budget to help Baltimore set up safe streets programs in other parts of the city. Branch says the people who work in the program understand the culture of the streets and are willing to go into troubled neighborhoods and diffuse situations.
This is certainly something that's needed in the city. I don't think the budget should be an issue right now. I think when you weigh budget versus lives in the city of Baltimore, I think the lives of the city and the people of the city and the state comes first.
The Safe Streets program has seen some success. It has helped communities like McElderry Park cut down their crime rates.
Bershern Baker is the latest gubernatorial candidate to announce his choice for a lieutenant governor. Today, he announced that Elizabeth Embry will be his running mate in this year's election. Embry is a former Baltimore prosecutor and division chief here in Maryland, the Attorney General's office. She grew up right here in Baltimore and moved back after graduating from Columbia Law School.
For everyone in Maryland, I bring deep experience in making communities safer and in making government more effective and making government work for the people. That is why I'm so
And Embry also ran for mayor in Baltimore in 2016.
And Baker is one of 8 Democrats competing for the nomination. Other candidates include Ralph Jaffe, Alec Ross, former NAACP President Ben Jealous, Baltimore County Executive Kevin Kamenetz, and State Senator Richard Madaleno. Businessman Jim Shea is also running. The only woman on the list is Krish Vignarajah, the former policy director for First Lady Michelle Obama. And the only Republican in the race right now is Governor Larry Hogan. The primaries will be held on June 26th.
And overall, our weather's still doing pretty good. Large area of high pressure influencing not only our skies, but also warming us up.
All right, we're counting down the days to Light City 2018. The theme of this year's festival is More Love, More Lights. This will be the festival's 3rd year here in our city. It'll be 3 weeks long, starting on April the 6th with an opening night parade and ending on April the 21st with a fireworks finale. Grand Master Flash, G-Love, and Special Sauce will be headlining the event. Festival hours are 7 o'clock at night to 11 at night, Sunday through Thursday, and 7 p.m. to midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. And for all the details on this year's Light City Festival, head to our website, abc2news.com.
Should be a good time.
Yeah.
All right, Americans waste a massive amount of food every year, yet there are tens of millions of people in this country who are struggling with hunger every day.
Yeah, one organization trying to fix all that with a tech-savvy twist. Here's ABC's Karen Travers with more. And food rescue is now operating in a dozen cities across the country, and over the next couple of weeks, several more will be up and running. And the possibilities for expansion are limitless as long as there are volunteers like Beth and Bob, because there'll always be people in need. All right, we've got a tremendous story coming up. A local choir uploaded a video of them singing a song to support the support for everybody in Florida.
Yeah, now they're here in our studio live. That's them right there. We'll catch up with them in just a bit. They'll even sing us that song. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ABC 2 News at 6. Record temps.
How about it? What a day. Michael Taylor, talk all you want.
Take it away.
Yeah, right. It was one of those forecasts where you can just talk on and on about the temperatures that are climbing up near the 80-degree mark.
Well, I'm here with the North Hartford Harmonics. 9 young people, 10 young people. The hearts broke last week with the hearts broken in Florida. They wanted to do something about it. Abigail, you were singing Imagine by John Lennon, and you went to Miss Angie and said what?
I put a text in the group chat that we had, and I said, hey guys, I really want to say something about this shooting. And then I went to her and I asked her if we could record it, and then I could put it on my Facebook and my Instagram and other social networks.
And it just exploded. How many on your Facebook page?
Right now it's already about 75,000.
Garrett, tell me about making this. Did you ever sound any better than doing it that night?
Everything was there. Our blend was very, we sounded really like one person. It's just, our sound was really good.
All right. We've got to listen to them right now. This is the North Hartford Harmonics. This is a song for everybody. It's Imagine, John Lennon.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
brotherhood of men. Imagine other people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Okay, it's pretty terrifying to think someone or something is peering into your home, especially in this case.
Check out this security camera footage outside a home in suburban Wisconsin. That is a 50-pound cougar. It goes right up to the front window and something catches its eye. Wildlife officials think that the cougar is about 1.5 years old.
Yeah, it ended up wandering away on its own, and this is one of several cougar sightings in that area over the last few months, and it could be the same one. Cougars are protected species, so it's not legal to shoot them unless authorities determine they pose a danger to people's lives, but he just looks like he's having a good time there, so.
You still have goosebumps from the choir?
I do. That was extraordinary. I think I want to hear them again, right?
Well, let's go. You're taking requests. North Hartford Harmonics, again, thanks for coming in, and what a difference tonight. Listen to them.
Come on, sing.
It doesn't matter if the days are long.
Sing.
It doesn't matter if the night's gone wrong.
Sing.
Just clap your hands and stomp your feet and sing it. Whoa.